Now back to G.I. Joe.
We continue here. Welcome in, true believers, and Yo Joe.
Yo Joe.
We have another exciting episode of our G.I. Joe reviews with Big Jeff's here. And today we kind of left off on a cliffhanger. We had
Gotta get my Joe Bible.
This is G.I. Joe issue 13. We reviewed G.I. Joe issue 12 the other day. And so this one is entitled, we got the thumbnail right here somewhere. This one is
Three
entitled
Strikes for Snake Eyes.
No, that was 12. This is 13. Issue 13 is Last Plane from Rio Lindo. So and when we left off the Joes, we had Stalker, Breaker, Gung-Ho, and Snake Eyes were in Sierra Gordo. And when we left off, they were presumed that Snake Eyes, Quinn, and Dr. Venom were dead. And now we got another team of Joes, including Torpedo, Scarlett, and Rock and Roll, who are going to jump in and try to get them back out of Rio Lindo and Sierra Gordo. But we have a few problems along the way, as you will see. And I don't know, the last one was cool, but now we're kind of getting into stories that continue on. And actually, we'll see if it gets resolved here, but I have a feeling this is going to last for a few issues from what when I reread it today, and we're going to read it again right now. But before I do, remember that we have this coming up tomorrow night. And my friend Fable on Friday will be reviewing Falling Down. So we'll collect down. I will be there for both of those. Obviously, I'll be there for the Serpent and the Rainbow, but I will be there for that. And I also will be doing some double duty again next week because there was another spot open for Martin on the PCP movie night. So I'll be on that one next week. So I got to do 3 movies next week, Jeff. I did 3 movies this week. And then I got 1 next week. So, I mean, the last week of the month. So, but anyway, I thought I would just shout everybody out for that since this video will be coming out before any of those are released. But anyway, let's go ahead and share the screen here and we'll get right into it, Jeff. All right, here we go. Issue 13. Last Plane from Rio Lindo. And there we got a cab. Although the cab doesn't look much like this in the actual book, but I think everybody recognizes the yellow cab. So Stanley presents Last Plane from Rio Lindo. Hot on the trail of Scarface Cobra Messenger carrying a mysterious briefcase, Stalker, Breaker, Gung-Ho, and Snake Eyes stumble onto a secret covert operation being run by Dr. Venom and the mercenary Quinn deep in the jungles of Sierra Gordo. Here we see our Joes. They're here. You see they did a strafing run on them. That's Baroness and that Scarface guy. The Baroness and Scarface.
If you take a look at that blue plane, just a real quick glance, even though we know it's like a sea skimmer type plane, you just kind of blur your eyes and take a quick glance at it. What does that look like, maybe?
I'm afraid to say.
I think it takes on, if just the basic shapes of it, it's like a premonition of the Cobra Rattler.
Oh, okay. I was thinking the middle of it, the fuselage looked like a personal massager, but I wasn't going to say it. All right. I think that's a little subliminal art trick there. I don't know. But anyway, we got Breaker and Gung-Ho and Stalker in the water after their boat got blown up. Because the Baroness and Scarface, they bombed their own bunker. Snake Eyes was still on the island. Then we got Gung-Ho's like, well, so were Dr. Venom and Quinn. You know, just before the bomb hit, it looked like Quinn was trying to push Snake Eyes and Venom back into the bunker. That's a little little foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing.
Now, how did Gung-Ho must have like better 20/20 vision to see that from that distance, but we won't get into that.
Hey, he's a trained Marine.
That's right. And Stalker says, so what? The whole island's been vaporized. It's gone. Gung-Ho, bunker, Venom, Quinn, and Snake Eyes, and whatever secret the Baroness was trying to protect. And we get down here at the bottom, and it says Larry Hama script. Mike Vosburg pencils. So you see, like we're getting it's the same creative team now a lot. John DiAgostino was the inks. Joe Rosen, the letterer, who's one of the best letterers of all time, by the way. Bob Sharon did the coloring. Denny O'Neill was the editor at this time, and then the editor-in-chief at the time of this publication was Jim Shooter. And this is Volume 1, Issue 13, July 1983. So this was a summer issue. Here's Scarface. He's got scars on both his face,
And
both his eyes.
on X-Men. I get it. But these covers for these issues, they're dynamic at least, and they have action,
Yeah, I liked it. A perfect shot, Baroness. Dr. Venom had outlived his usefulness. Quinn was too unpredictable, and Snake Eyes was someone you wouldn't have wanted to meet on equal terms. They were the three most cunning and dangerous men I've ever met. Let's circle back and make sure there was no possibility of survivors. You're being overly cautious, Baroness. The island has disappeared without a trace. And as for the three Joes in the boat, you see, these boys are smart. They weren't born yesterday. They're under the water. It said they too must be among the dead. So it's time to plot a course northward. It is imperative that his briefcase is delivered to Springfield. Aha! The infrared detector is picking up 3 heat sources under the surface. Stalker, Breaker, and Gung-Ho have survived the boat explosion. Cobra Commander, I'm requesting permission to circle back and finish off the remaining Joes. Permission denied. The contents of the briefcase have the highest priority. Return to base.
It's a mistake, Mr. Cobra Commander.
There you go. All she had to do was put a quick burst in the water, and we would have been fish food. Why'd she just leave? Maybe she had a hot date to strangle some puppies. How should I know? Hello. What happened to Stalker? Oh, probably just stepped in a sinkhole. He's been down a long time. Gator.
Oh,
That ain't no gator. Here's an Orinoco crocodile. Oh, crap.
dude, that'd snap his leg like a twig.
Yeah, he'd be jacked up. Known as Crocodile intermittis of the phylum Crocodile.
Phylum Chordata.
I'm not going to say
Subphylum Vertebrata, class Reptilia, order Crocodilia, family Crocodilidae. That's all zoology bullcrap.
So, Stalker, stop. Present status, dead. Take it easy, your leg. It's all right. I'm fine. I'm just splat. He's not fine. He just fainted. Hours later. What? Welcome back to the land of the awake and aware. Just in time to have some yummy roast crocodile. Too. It seems only fair as how he got a taste of you. Where are we? Well, this is a burnt out and abandoned Cobra research station. Leastways, it's got Cobra signals painted, carved, and stamped all over it. Guess we should safely assume it wasn't a Girl Scout camp. This place is less than a quarter of a mile from the river, so it must have been directly connected with the Cobra bunker on that island at one time. I figure the island bunker was a command post for whatever went on here, and the Stalker's like, "What? Put this fire out! You lost your marbles, Breaker? A raw but green recruit knows better than to light a fire in hostile territory." "Oh, shoot, Stalker. Gung-Ho thought you were going into shock. We had to keep you your ungrateful carcass warm. And besides, we needed to cook the croc." "It's a croc, all right. River mud would have kept me just as warm, and raw meat goes down just as easy to a hungry man. The fire was a big mistake. Now our presence is known to everyone for miles around. We have to secure defenses and perimeter immediately. And where's that Cajun jarhead?" "Oh, Gung-Ho went down river looking for a radio. He figured he could alert G.I. Joe." I'm just going to paraphrase that.
Yeah.
10 miles down river and going to Rio Lindo. "So you see, Hector, I told you it was a good idea to wait until those Cobra gringos withdrew from Sierra Gordo before we sold our pigs. See, Felipe, With Cobra gone, the government collapses and the prices rise. And besides, with all those recently unemployed federales roaming the jungles, we are much safer spending our fat profits in downtown Rio Lindo. And then all of a sudden, Gung-Ho pops out of the back of the pigs and goes, "Pardonnez, my friends. Stop the truck. I want to get off here at the radio station." Who are you? What are you doing back there? Look. Oh, he says, and they say, "Quiet, Hector. He has a gun." You go, "Look, I'm no criminal. I'd like to pay for you for the ride, and I'd also like to buy a hat and a serape from you. Trouble is, I've got no dinero. How's about I trade for a lighter with a bird and a ball on it?" And he's talking about the Marine Corps logo. "We don't smoke." And he says, "We'll take it." Meanwhile, in Cobra headquarters, "Oh, hell, mighty Cobra. Oh, hell. The Baroness and Scarface are to be congratulated on the success of their mission. Why so perturbed, my dear Baroness? You appear quite ill at ease." It's Scarface. Back in Sierra Gordo, he seemed to be in too much of a hurry to get away, almost as if he wanted the three Joes in the river to escape. He had orders to return with a briefcase, post haste. Perhaps he was a bit overzealous. I suspect other motivations, other loyalties. And to whom are those other loyalties due to, my dear Baroness? And can you see the wristband? See the wristband there? That's Destro. I forgot to do something first.
I think I know.
There's the first appearance of this issue.
We found the panel.
Could you say his last name?
Lealoha. Edward Lealoha.
Okay. He's military specialist, Navy SEAL, which means he's a badass. His secondary specialty is demolitions, which is what SEALs used to do a lot of and still know how to do. He's from
underwater demolition.
Alea, Hawaii, underwater demolition. Since Torpedo was a scuba instructor prior to enlistment, he attained black belts in 3 martial arts by the age of 19. Wushu, Kempo, and Goju Ryu, proficient with Filipino butterfly knife. Oh, he's a badass. Battle song, training records after SEAL school, classified. Qualified expert in most NATO small arms, NATO Warsaw Pact explosives. It says here that Torpedo spends off-duty hours perfecting his fighting skills and marksmanship. Strict vegetarian, regarded by his teammates as a highly competent professional, but has the personality of a cold fish.
He was one of my favorite Joes when I was a kid.
Me too. He had little flippers and stuff. I loved it.
Yep.
And then we got Destro is making another cameo in this one. All right. Let's continue here. Where were we? All right. Back in Sierra Gordo, the zigzag trenches will afford us maximum fields of fire for minimum expenditure of labor, more heat for less sweat. We'll set all the paths leading in with Malayan tiger gates, and those are like little tiger traps. And like he probably learned that in Vietnam. And trail maces, buku nasty. And these punchy stakes will go. Dad told me about these punchy stakes in Vietnam. They were nasty. Yeah. We'll go in hidden pits behind every tree that could give cover to any assault force. But don't get me wrong, Stalker. I don't think there's any harm in being too careful and playing by the textbook. I just don't understand why anyone else would be interested in this burnout pile of timber. Well, Breaker spoke too soon because look at these guys coming up the ridge. There it is, Emil, the Cobra Research Station, our ace in the hole. And you see these guys, I think they're Legion. Because here, let me tell you what he says. You're mad, Richter. That charred clearing is 10 kilometers out of our way. The government has collapsed. Let's get out of here while we can. Make our way to the French port. Another hitch in the Legion Paris won't seem so bad after this. Huh. Even the Foreign Legion won't have us after that, what we did the last time we were in Algeria. Uh-oh. They must be bad dudes. Cobra made a hasty withdrawal from these facilities. They may have been less than meticulous in their sanitizing operations. Careful gleaning might yield a few scraps of hard information. And hard information about Cobra activities can always be converted to cold cash on the International Information Exchange, or he means like the black market. in the Rio Lindo radio station. Who let this peasant in here? He smells like a truckload of pigs. He literally does. I wish to make a private call to Staten Island. That's in New York. It's in New York, United States of America. I know where New York is. You think I'm stupid? Oh, no, Excellency. I never judge a man by his appearance. Very witty. Guards, take this very witty, smelly peasant outside and shoot him like a dog. No, on second thought, shoot him here. This should be quite entertaining. Insist bone, how's this for starters? Rat-a-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat.
Whoops.
Now, Questa, what's the matter? You're not laughing. Aren't you entertained? Splat. Gung-Ho don't fuck around. Minutes later, at G.I. Joe Underground headquarters in Staten Island, read you loud and clear, Gung-Ho. This is the Hawk signing off. Scarlett, Rock and Roll, Grunt, Doc, and Torpedo. Formation on the airstrip in 10 minutes with full field gear and halo rigs. And if you don't know what a halo rig is, a halo means high altitude, low opening parachute gear. It means that you drop at a high altitude and you open the parachute at low altitude. Scarlett, you're in charge of Alpha Team. Alpha will take and hold Rio Lindo Airfield until I can land the C-130 transport and effect the extraction. Rock and Roll, your machine gun will be the bulk of the firepower for Alpha. Pack all the ammo you can carry. There's no telling how long you'll have to hold the field. Grunt is cleanup hitter for Alpha. Anything Rock and Roll can't button down is your target. Doc and Torpedo, your Bravo team. Bravo will recon, destroy the Cobra bunker at the bottom of the river. Bravo's secondary mission will be to meet up with Stalker, Breaker, and Gung-Ho. So I can fly you out of there. You can fly out of there. 10 minutes later, haul it out, move it out. We've got 3 Joes in a tight spot, and they're counting us to get them out. And Scarlett's like, 3? You just said 3 Joes. Back in the pit, you said that Bravo team was going to rendezvous with Stalker, Breaker, and Gung-Ho. Hawk, 4 Joes went on that mission to Sierra Gordo. Snake Eyes is with them. That makes 4. Does Snake Eyes get on the plane, Scarlett? I'll brief everyone as soon as we're airborne and execute the target. And she can tell she's worried about it. Man, look, she looks really pretty in this first panel, Jeff, but look at this second panel.
Yeah.
I don't know. So they're trying to make her look sad, though, right? I guess.
Yeah. She's disturbed.
Meanwhile, in Sierra Gordo, Senor, I implore you, let us turn back to Rio Lindo. These jungles are full of unemployed mercenaries, outlaw government troops, and cutthroat banditos. It sounds like Los Angeles. I'm just kidding. All right. You got nothing to worry about. The Marines have landed, right? Oh, all right. Could you take your foot off the jump seat, please? Deep inside Cobra headquarters, Cobra Commander, are you telling me that the courier Scarface was acting under post-hypnotic suggestions? That in a trance state, he purposely planted clues to the location of Cobra's next operation in a place where the G.I. Joe team would be sure to find it? Precisely, my dear Baroness. He was also given a strong suggestion to prevent you from killing all the Joes, of course. He remembers none of this. But why wasn't I told of this? Security. Even if you were captured, the ruse would continue. In fact, your ignorance would add credence to this fiction. Fiction? The briefcase had no importance? All this was just to trick the Joes? The briefcase was of no importance. Tricking the Joes was the bonus. The clue left in the burnt-out research station will divert the Joes. It'll lead them far from the real location of our next operation. An operation will commence with the arrival with the briefcase. Research station? That's the reason for the presence of this model. This is the river where we destroyed the bunker with that traitor Dr. Venom and Quinn and Snake Eyes. The clearing with the research station is the direct line of sight with the island we bombed. Yes, at one time they were linked by Cobra Commando. We have just received word from sources in Sierra Gordo that a Renegade's army officer named Richter is heading for the clearing with an armed squad. I don't know. That was a pretty good Destro voice. Okay.
Yeah.
These are hardened, battle-tested mercenaries equipped with state-of-the-art weaponry. They could possibly defeat the Joes or force them to withdraw before discovering the club. Absolutely intolerable. There's no time for an alternate ruse. The primary operation stands in jeopardy. Not yet. Cobra paratroopers, we could drop them at the river to interdict the mercenaries and Cobra commander. Cobra paratroopers coming to the rescue of the G.I. Joes. Not an extremely imaginative way of frying our muffins out of the toaster, eh? No, I've already dealt with that matter. We're back here in Rio Lindo. Stalker, Sierra Gordo. Stalker, you won't believe this. Guess what I found in one of them burnt-out buildings? It's a top-secret Cobra courier pouch. Didn't get hardly burned at all. Well, you should know that's suspicious right there. And inside, hey, you don't look so hot. I got the chills, Breaker. Fever. I think my leg's infected.
I told you, man.
Yeah, let me see that pouch. It's all in the open, not coded. List names, numbers, addresses of all their agents. No way anything in open is fake. But sometimes on the backs, bingo. All the typewritten letters and punctuations dent the back of the sheet, except for the dot over this I. Micro dot? It's a trap, guys. 25,000 feet above Sierra Gordo. Bravo team off in free fall. Torpedo and Doc have deployed, Hawk. They'll open shoots at 4,000 feet. See, what they do on a halo jump, for anybody that doesn't know, is they jump out of the plane like 25, 30,000 feet, and they free fall till about 4,000 to 5,000 feet, and they open the chute. That's why they call it high altitude, low open. It kind of prevents them from being too much of a radar signature for too long, right, Jeff?
Yeah.
Yeah. On target. Green light. Alpha team deployed. 25,000 feet below. You see, senor, I can go no further. The road, she's blocked. No more finito. We turn back, drive nice, safe marketplace. See? The keys. You took the keys. I'll be back, mon ami. Yeah, just wait and keep the meter running. Meanwhile, well, Richter, shall we go? I don't like the looks of that zigzag trench, Emil. I saw too many like them in Indochina before Dien Bien Phu. Whoever dug that trench knows how to defend a position. Now, if anybody doesn't know, the French colonial French occupied Vietnam before the Vietnam War, and they had to fight. They were called the Viet Minh then, not the Viet Cong, right? Mm-hmm. But the French were completely slaughtered in a battle at a place called Dien Bien Phu. And that's what he's referring to. So these French Foreign Legion guys must have been in Vietnam around Dien Bien Phu.
The commander there's got white hair, so.
Yeah. 2 men in the trench, no telling how many more are dug in around that perimeter. Perhaps we should wait until dark. Richter, paratroops, 2 at least. If we wait until dark, they'll flank us. We don't know how many more are out there. Right. We'll take this station immediately. Good placement, Torpedo. I'd rather swim than walk, Doc. You inflate the rock and stand by on top of the safety. I'm going to go under. There's tugs of line means come up fast. Got it? You bet. All right, Jeff, can you take over and read? Hold on. I got something to do. Hold on.
All right. So, middle panel.
Right there you go.
5,000 feet above the airfield, so they're still continuing their halo jump. Let's move the men in, Emil. Buenas tardes, amigos. What? Another squad of renegade mercs? Look, we know what you're after. There's no need to be selfish. Let's combine forces and surround the clearing. More men, much safer. No? And at that point, okay. We'll team up 1-to-1. One of my men will go with one of yours. Fair? I don't like this. We don't have a choice, Emil. Hawk told me that the bunker was demolished. Looks like it survived. Blast intact and just sank to the river bottom when the rest of the island blew apart. Must be still reinforced concrete, like the German subpens at the Saint Nazar. Maybe somebody survived. He's looking around. Trouble and a mystery. And a mystery. A squad of renegade mercs was sneaking up on the clearing. Looks like Doc almost. I don't have control of the scroll here. But looks like they found that this bunker was not destroyed, it just sank. But going back to some of the art stuff in here, I've been trying to do my own art for the past I don't know 7 or 8 months, not just goofing off, but trying to seriously get better. So as I read comic books, I check out each panel for perspective and different things. And these old GI Joe Marvel early '80s books, they're not bad. They're not top quality, but they're not bad.
I'll let you finish this one out, then we'll go to the next one.
So now they've been joined by a second squad, but it looks like the new arrivals are up to no good. No good. That's about as no good as you can get. Somebody's about to get knifed right in the back of the neck. You're tap, tap, tap at the bottom of the river.
So it's showing there that Snake Eyes, Dr. Venom, and Quinn are inside there. I like
At
how
the
they
airfield.
All right, I'll let you read another one you want to. Go ahead.
At the airfield. Ba-boom. Let's go, rock and roll. You're dragging the whole show. We got to take that tower before they find out. Or before they find that bullet with your name on it. That ain't the one to worry about, Scarlett. It's them 10,000 others that just say occupant. Pow, 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 rat-a-tat, rat-a-tat. Back at the river. What's that rumbling sound? Stay low, Doc. We don't know where the surviving renegades are, where our boys are for that matter. Hey, it's Gung-Ho. Where'd he find a bulldozer out here? Hey, is that Stalker and Breaker in that trench? Dummies, a diversion. So where are they? Up here. Well, hurry and come down. Climb on this dozer. I got a cab with the meter running.
All right, okay, I'll go on.
All right.
Scarlett spotted a civilian taxi speeding towards the airfield, being chased by 2 local militia armored cars. Sounds like our boys. Rat-a-tat-tat-tat. Roger, Hawk. We'll hold the control tower until the taxi arrives and consolidate forces for pickup and extraction. Back at the Cobra Research Station. The Joes have gotten away safely, Cobra Commander. We'll be pleased. They're not safe yet. Let's take a look around for that courier pouch. We'd better make sure they found it and... Oh, he's gone. Bye.
Yeah. Oh, man. Oh, man.
All right. If you want to alternate, you can. If you want to read another one, I don't care.
Yeah. It's our guys. The taxi is here, Scarlett. Radio Hawk, and he knows he's circling to land. Damn, those letters are. Where's the plane? You said that plane would be waiting. It's waiting all right up there. Rock and roll, lay down some suppressive fire on those 2 armored cars. Forget the suppressive fire, just get down here and get in the car. Senor, we are already exceeding the passenger limitation. Hey, Grunt. Looking good, Breaker. What do you say, Stalker? Can't complain, even though I got bit in the leg by an alligator. Rock and roll, how's your face? You driving, Scarlett? What's it look like, dummy? Filthy gringos cheat me for the fare and steal my cab, too. We don't have to steal your cab. Our rich uncle is paying for everything. Everything. Here, keep the change. American dollar, $100 bills.
Yeah.
And the CIA.
As soon as the plane stops, those armored cars will be all over us. The plane's not stopping. We agreed on this pickup plan on the flight down here. Hawk is going to open the tail door as soon as his wheels touch down. Oh, this is going to be fun. He can't slow down too much, or he won't be able to, won't have sufficient speed to take off. It's up to us to catch up to him. You better get us inside right quick, Scarlett. We're about to run out of runway, and you got to get shot at right at tat 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 tat. Made it. Later, what's the prognosis, Doc? Nothing that a couple of weeks R&R in the base hospital couldn't fix. Stalker says he's got something for you. It ain't much, Hawk. A microdot, but maybe. I know, but maybe it'll give us a clue to the mystery of the Cobra Research Station and help us track down Scarface and Baroness. It's the least we can do for Snake Eyes. And then you see tap, 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 Morse code. Yep. And I like
they
that.
Just, they just reused that panel.
Yeah. You see how they got the water bubbles and and the fish, so you know this is underwater.
Yeah.
That's a good touch because you have to let them know, hey, this is underwater.
Yeah.
Next
and that
issue,
panel, those 3 panels were already used in this issue. They just zoomed in or zoomed in.
They just repurposed them. Yeah. So it's just
deadlines.
It's efficient to do that.
Yep.
But anyway, that's the issue. Let's see if we got any letters here. That's what I wanted to highlight. Okay. There's what I wanted to highlight. A guy from Georgia was a little bit critical. Dear Joes, are you up to some creative criticism? He considers the plot of G.I. Joe stories. Each story is basically the same outline. The Joes go somewhere, get whatever, fight Cobra, they win, and Cobra Commander barely gets away. The Joes are pretty good, though. With just a bit of rearranging, the comic could be first rate. Pei Chi Shang, 837 South Sierra Vista, Apartment A, Alhambra, California, 91801. Well, Pei Chi, the Joes are just carrying out orders. As for Cobra Commander, what do you want him to do? Win? Then you have somebody here from New York, Hollis Garden, New York. G.I. Joe is my favorite comic. I have every issue so far, and I will keep getting it. I really think it's super. Keep up the great job. Don't stop, please. Then we have somebody from Elizabethtown, Tennessee, Jonathan Billheimer. G.I. Joe is easily the best comic I've ever read. I don't see how Larry Hama can think of such great stories for each issue, and the art is stupendous. I look forward to every issue. You've stolen my heart, and I hope and you continue G.I. Joe for a long time.
Yeah, G.I. Joe was it was one of those things back in the early 80s. That's when these comics were coming out. That's when the toys were out and the cartoon. And if you were a kid, like me and Matt, you loved this stuff. It was we couldn't get enough of it. But I remember being that little kid walking through the comic book store, and going straight for my G.I. Joe and Transformers issues. And I grabbed X-Men. Yeah, I grabbed the Spider-Man titles and other stuff. But I remember the older comic guys that are in there, the ones in their 20s that are talking to the owners and stuff. So some of the college age ones, and they're all reading the Alan Moore stuff and the more, I don't know, fine, sophisticated
stuff. Yeah,
the Watchmen and stuff like that. And that stuff is absolutely fantastic. I'm not knocking none of that stuff, but it's like I remember hearing them talk like G.I. Joe and Transformers was just absolute trash, like it's garbage, and I'm like, man, screw you, you're old.
Well, we got through issue 13. Next week will be issue 14. And this is going to be the first full appearance of a certain masked arms dealer named Destro. Larry Destro, this little Scottish dude, little badass with his little black and red pimp suit. He's got that chain. I like how he's got his collar tucked up, Yeah. So I always like Destro. He's one of my favorite characters. And so that's going to be next week, but I hope everybody enjoyed this one. I know me and Jeff do. We always enjoy this. Yep. So we're going to sign off. And but now you know about G.I. Joe issue 13. And Jeff, you know what they say about that?
Now I know.
And knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe.
And until next time, true believers. Yo,
Joe.
G.I. Joe will return after these messages.